Jai Shri Ram. Hatred is alien to Hinduism. Here is an infographic I created in which I jotted down several points, several shlokas from the Bhagavad Gita which echo the same sentiment. And the first one, Lokan samasta sukhino bhavantu, is a common refrain in all our prayers, which simply means we pray that the whole of mankind, the whole of the created world, the whole of the world may live happily, peacefully. Lokan samasta sukhino bhavantu is the final line that is uttered by any Hindu priest in any devotional gathering. So our Hindu prayers are always praying for universal welfare. And Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, Sarvesham shantir bhavatu, Sarvesham purnam bhavatu, Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. These Shanti mantras, about 14 are there in the Vedas. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu. So in this prayer, which is a common prayer, may all enjoy well-being. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. May all enjoy peace. May there be peace in all. And Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. May all achieve fulfillment. May there be fulfillment in all. It is difficult to translate into English. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. May there be auspiciousness in all. That means may everyone enjoy auspiciousness. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And then you have Narsi Mehta ji defining a Hindu in the famous song Vaishnava Janato Tene Kahiye Je. You can watch my video on YouTube, and otherwise also on YouTube you will find Vaishnava Janato Tene Kahiye Je Peed Parai Janare. That means one who is a Vaishnava, you are a Vaishnava if you empathize with the suffering of others. In fact, you keenly feel the suffering of others. Only such a person is a Hindu. That's the definition of a Hindu. Okay. So, now before I dive into the Bhagavad Gita, the Meru Tantra says, Hinam Dushayati iti Hindu. That means Hindu is defined as one who destroys all kinds of suffering. Hinam Dushayati iti Hindu. Which means, again, untranslatability is a serious problem here. I'm trying my best. So, Hinam means all kinds of evil, criminality, enormity, iniquity, injustice. All these words mean the same anyway. So, Hinam Dushayati, one who hates, in fact, these kind of things and who endeavors to eliminate them. That is a Hindu. Such is a Hindu. Such a person is a Hindu. And if you are doing just this, then you are also a Hindu. That is Meru Tantra. Now, Maha Upanishad, again the Vedas. Ayam bandhurayam neti gananam laghuchetasam udara cheritanantu vasudaiva kutumbakam. Which means one who thinks that so and so is not my relative and so are my relatives. That means if this is how you think, and normally that's how we think, that so and so belongs to my clan, my ilk, my tribe, they are my blood relatives, and these are not. Such a person is one of a very petty mind. The truly magnanimous one, the truly noble one considers the whole world as his family. Vasudaiva kutumbakam. Ayam bandhurayam neti gananam laghuchetasam udara cheritanantu vasudaiva kutumbakam. That is the Vedas. The Vedas teaches every Hindu that you must treat the whole world, or the whole of humanity, as your family. Vasudaiva kutumbakam. Show me which religion has such a lofty sentiment. The other religions which I can't name, which I don't name, which I don't like to name, because you already know anyway, are full of filth, lechery, butchery, treachery, and they have nothing but pure hatred for people of other religions, and that is why they want to either proselytize them or kill them. And their holy books are full of this. And now I have to remind you of this because I am sick and tired of listening to the criticisms leveled by these scoundrels, these apologists of the desert cults. They attack us, Hindus, on the grounds that we are benighted, backward, discriminatory. Oh my God, this is the clear case of the pot calling the kettle black. And anyway, the kettle is not black here. So, and then what next? The Veda also says, Shrunvantu Vishwe Amrutasya Putraha Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastu. Dr. Ambedkar also glorified and emphasized this point about the Vedas. Shrunvantu Vishwe. The Veda says, listen, hark, listen, O mankind. Ye are all, you are all, Shrunvantu Vishwe Amrutasya Putraha. You are all children of immortality, and you will attain the celestial realms. Okay, that's the best translation I can do. Shrunvantu Vishwe Amrutasya Putraha Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastu. And then Shankaracharya said, Haindava Sodara Sarve Na Hindu Patito Bhavet Mama Diksha Hindu Raksha Mama Mantra Samanata. So, all Hindus are brothers, and none is fallen. No one is fallen or a born sinner, no sinner. We all do papam. That is negative activity for which repercussions are bound to be there. So there's no silly idea of sin, which is a Christian concept, disobedience of God's word. When God told Adam not to eat that fruit of knowledge, he went ahead and ate it, and he was then kicked out of paradise along with Eve, because Eve actually polluted man's mind, which means the fall of man was because of woman. So here is misogyny. We don't have any misogyny in Hinduism. And then everyone is infected by the original sin. Therefore, every human is a born sinner. And then the rest of the whole, yarn goes on and on. I'm sick and tired of repeating that. So here, the Hindu good news is we are all born divine. They come with this good news saying that he is going to save you. He couldn't save himself, by the way. And we are all born sinners. No legal system in the world will punish a man for a crime committed by his father. And if the father has committed the crime of eating the fruit of the tree of knowledge, that's not a crime in the first place. So let's leave it there. So I am now going to proceed to the Bhagavad Gita. And in the life of Adi Shankaracharya, Manisha Panchakam is another incident in Kashi where Shankaracharya declares that anyone who has this kind of lofty knowledge is my guru, irrespective of whatever varna he belongs to. By the way, we don't have caste system in Hinduism. We have what is called Kula, which is family profession, Jati, which is the lineage. You also have, isn't it? Every society has the lineage, and family tree. And then, of course, within that there is a pedigreed lineage also. Suppose you are a descendant of a great person, then you are a scion. So you are pedigreed. So anyway, Gotram. We also have Gotra. Gotra is again defined as descent from a common male ancestor, because the Y chromosome is transmitted from the male. The female of the species does not give the Y chromosome. And therefore, if you marry your sister, then the chromosomes will get together, the X chromosomes will get together, recessive genes will get together, and diseases will be manifested. So unfortunately, in the Bible, Abraham declares openly that he has married Sarah, who is his sister. That's also there. I don't want to get into more details. This is sufficient for you. That's just the tip of the iceberg. There is so much there. This whole video is not meant for that purpose. So we have in Hinduism Kula, family profession. Very sensible. If you are born in a family which has a particular profession, right from your childhood, there is this socialization, informal school. The family is the informal school. We don't have to wait till you get to school. In fact, this education is so strong and continuous from the parents. The parents are the best teachers, and therefore by the time the child is 20 years old, he is an expert in that particular area. So this is the Hindu Gurukula system, and Gurukulas were established to enhance that learning which the parents already gave. So this is Kula in Hinduism. Thanks to this stupid Macaulay education system, the whole thing has been disbanded, and we are now following a stupid Macaulay education system. So now we have Kulam, which is family profession, Jati, which is lineage, Varna, which is a psychological temperament. You have the MBTI, Myers-Briggs Typology Inventory, which is popular all over the world. It's a good one, by the way. They have identified 48 types of personality. Our system does not put a cap on the number. Infinite number is possible. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives you the typology based on the gunas, sattva, rajas, tamas, and the combination of these three gunas can yield infinite number of personalities, not just 48 as the MBTI does. And the MBTI is administered all over America in schools and colleges, and it's popular all over the world, and I have no problems with that. That's a very interesting, very useful, insightful inventory, MBTI. So we have Varna. Varna is a temperament, psychological temperament. Temperaments are, by the way, inherited. Any psychologist worth his salt will agree with me. You can see some babies are introverted, they are silent. Some babies are extroverted, some are ambiverted, right? So temperaments are inherited largely, and perhaps they can be changed because we humans are so complex, we defy definition. It can be changed. But anyway, so now you have aptitude, which is inborn. Again, just like an animal has an instinct, the humans have aptitudes. These are again inherited. This is genetic. So the nature versus nurture, both are equally important, and Hinduism, the Vedas recognize that. That is why the nurture, we call it samskaras. There are 16 such sacraments. These are just not some mindless religious ritual. These are actually rites of passage. And at every stage in life, the person is reminded that from now onwards, these are his duties, these are his responsibilities, these are the values he has to live for. So this is a completely scientific personality development kind of module. Hinduism is a personality development module. Okay. So by the way, I'm reminding you, Hinduism does not have any caste. This is a stupid word from Portugal. It is a Portuguese word which means class. We don't have that class concept at all. And infected by the Western thinking, yes, some of us are still laboring under this class consciousness. That's a different thing. That's a petty problem. Now, we don't have caste. Lord Risley, the British scoundrel, who identified some 6,000 castes, thinking that he has finished the job. Bloody fool. There are millions more. Anyway, so we don't have caste. We have Kulamu, Jati, Varna and Gotra. All are scientific. Okay. So let's leave it there. Yes, discrimination was there, is there, will be there, because human nature is such. Especially in Kali Yuga, it is all the more debased. Thanks to the influence of these desert two cults. These two desert cults have corrupted the whole of mankind. Many intelligent people, many successful, capable, good people don't have the courage to question these dumb holy books, or rather unholy books. I didn't name them, by the way. Thank God. Okay, thank God. Now where are we going? We are going to proceed to Bhagavad Gita now. I am going to tell you one by one the Bhagavad Gita shlokas where Krishna is repeatedly reminding you that there is no discrimination. We are all eternal companions of Krishna. Now let us look at the 9th chapter, 29th shloka. So 929, please make a note. This is a talk you should be able to give after listening to me a couple of times. This talk, the central idea is hatred is alien to Hinduism. In fact, only to Hinduism it is alien. In the other cults, hatred is the central essence of that cult, of those two cults. Okay. Samoham sarva bhuteshu name dveshyosti na priyaha. Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya maite teshu chapyaham. Krishna is saying, I am equally disposed to all beings. I am neither hostile, inimical, nor partial to anyone. And the devotees who worship me with love reside in me and I reside in them. Again, this is a pure rhetorical statement Krishna has said. But on one hand he is saying that I am equally disposed. I am neither inimical nor partial. But those who worship me, those devotees, they worship me with love. They reside in me and I reside in them. It's not that he does not reside in the others. He is always there. In his absence, actually, the body will be dead, because he is the dhatu, that is the Sanskrit word for the spark that animates all inanimate matter. So, the Hindu idea of God is one who is perfectly just. There cannot be an unjust God. Eh? There cannot be an unjust God. Just remember that much. I don't want to explain too much in detail, otherwise this video will become too long. Krishna says Samoham. That means I am equal to all. It's a uniform law. In whatever way people surrender to me, I reciprocate accordingly. Everyone follows my path, knowingly or unknowingly. That also Krishna says. In 4th chapter 11, please make a note. 4:11. Ye yadha mam prapadyante tam stadhaiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanu vartante manushya partha sarvashaha. In whatever way people surrender to me, I reciprocate accordingly. Everyone follows my path, knowingly or unknowingly. O son of Pritha, that is Arjuna. So, some people who are, in the LKG of religion, they do whatever they think, and at least one concession is that they agree that there is a higher power. But they might be indulging in tamasic and asuric rituals, so they'll have to suffer more. But Krishna will give them that opportunity. At least they have stepped onto the first rung of spirituality. So be careful, don't kill animals. If you sacrifice animals to please God, then God is not going to be pleased. You are committing murder, thou shalt not kill. See in this 4th chapter, Ye yadha mam prapadyante tam stadhaiva bhajamyaham. See, the word bhajami means reciprocate is an English word, but bhajami actually means to serve. So Krishna says he serves these surrendered souls by destroying their accumulated negative karmas and positive also. The whole thing is, washed away. Accumulated karmas of endless times, and he cuts off the bonds of Maya, removes ignorance, and bestows bliss, divine knowledge, divine love. And that is how, you see, man evolves into Superman. Because we are originally eternal companions of Krishna, as the Veda says in the Dva Suparna mantra. In fact, in Ramayana also, Rama tells Hanumanji, O Hanuman, to release myself from the debt of one service that you performed for me, I have to offer my life to you. For all the other devotional services done by you, I will remain eternally indebted. Rama is telling this to Hanumanji. And in fact, he is telling all of us that is how Rama reciprocates with everyone who surrenders to him. That's why Rama says, Sakrudeva prapannaya tavasmi iti cha yachate abhayam sarva bhutebhyo dadami yetad vratam mama. 6:1833 Valmiki Ramayana, please make a note. So here again in our pravachans we have to tell people, you see, just as the rainwater falls equally upon earth, but that drop that falls on the rice field gets converted into a rice grain. The drop that falls on the desert, wasted. On a thorn, wasted. In the gutter, becomes dirty water. And the drop that falls into an oyster becomes a pearl. Okay? I mean, this is a spiritual analogy. Now don't say, is it water or sand, that oyster, and don't get into the nitty-gritty. So analogies are meant to illuminate us spiritually. So there is no partiality on the part of the rain, you see. There is no partiality on the part of the raindrop. Similarly, God is like the light under which you can sit and plan to rob a bank, or you can plan to do some useful service to the whole of mankind. So the fault doesn't lie with the light, the source of light. Now I am going to take you to the 13th chapter, 27th shloka. 13:27. Here in 13:27, Krishna is saying, O Arjuna, everything inanimate or animate that you see in the whole of creation, know it to be a combination of the field of activities and the knower of the field, that is Krishna himself. And we also, Jivatma, Paramatma are there. Yavat sanjayate kinchit satvam sthavara jangamam kshetra kshetra nyaya kshetra kshetrajna samyogat tadvidhi Bharatarshava. So here I will leave it. You can go deeper into this. Go into Google and type out the number or get yourself a Bhagavad Gita copy. So Krishna is emphasizing a very wonderful, important point. See, Atma, consciousness is the ultimate reality. Double slit experiment has already proved that. It is sad that Abrahamic cults don't, they for many years did not accept that women have a soul. For many years they denied black people a soul, and finally they accepted as if they are giving the soul, which was already there. So the word soul in Christianity has a limited meaning. Soul exists only for humans, but they don't accept that other forms of life have soul. In Hinduism, we know that even stones have consciousness. Trees, animals, all have atmas. In fact, you can become a dog or a pig or a tree based on your karma. This concept, whether you accept or not, if you look at it spiritually, it prevents you from committing any crime or eating non-vegetarian, killing people and eating. No, that's not allowed. Cannibalism, it will be viewed as cannibalism in Hinduism. But yes, many Hindus are eating because that is the influence of these Abrahamic traditions. So the problem with the Abrahamic traditions is that because they deny the existence of Atma in animals, trees, this concept condones violence. In fact, it encourages violence toward other life forms. That is where all the violence began. And sadly, the Abrahamic religions deny the existence of soul even in the infidels. Or perhaps they do think that soul is there, but they have to be either converted or killed. Whereas Hinduism says, hey, you have to see Rama and Krishna, the Brahman in everyone. Therefore, violence is not going to be tolerated at all. So, okay. And you see, J.C. Bose, he established through his experiments that even plants, which are non-moving life forms, can feel and respond to emotions. He proved that soothing music can enhance the growth of plants. Soothing music, in fact, today is used even for, the cows will grow more milk. And the Mozart effect, it is called Sanskrit effect, it is called. If you listen to Sanskrit mantras, children listen to Mozart's music. How soothing music enhances the IQ, that has also been established. So when a hunter shoots a bird sitting on a tree, the vibrations of the tree seem to indicate that the tree weeps for the bird. And when a loving gardener enters the garden, the trees feel joyous. In fact, the trees were yielding lot of fruit and flowers when Rama ruled. The changes in the vibrations of the tree reveal that it also possesses consciousness and can experience, in fact, emotions far superior to that of humans. That's why Krishna emphasizes that all life forms possess consciousness, in fact, non-life. That is why Rama touching the stone and the stone remanifesting as a woman, though that is an interpolation, nevertheless the main idea is the same. Consciousness is the ultimate reality. Study the double slit experiment if you want. Everything in the universe is a combination of the eternal Purushottam, Jivatma, Puramatma, Paramatma. So this is a blend of consciousness and body. Even this insentient material energy. So I'll stop track 1 here and I'll pick up. This whole video is about the main topic: hatred is alien to Hinduism. Jai Shri Ram.